A HR business partner is probably one of the newest job roles within HR. It's been around since the late 90s, but it's a role within HR that has gained a lot of popularity within companies over the last couple of years. But first, what is a HR business partner? This individual has a very comprehensive knowledge of how HR not only works, but how it actually helps with the organization's business model. So in other words, they are the ones that make sure that HR's daily operations are aligning with the company's ultimate business goal, and if it's not, they make suggestions on how to improve HR. An HR business partner is often confused with an HR manager, but the two should not be mixed because they are completely different job roles. An HR business partner is not really dealing with day-to-day operations within HR versus an HR manager is. I won't go too in-depth in this video regarding an HR manager. I do have a whole video explaining the HR manager role with pros and cons. If you guys are interested, I will have that linked below. But you should just know that an HR business partner is not dealing with the day-to-day operations within HR versus an HR manager is. So what are the responsibilities of an HR business partner? Basically, an HR business partner is in charge of thinking of the big picture. Again, they are not in charge of dealing with any admin or compliance or management job duties. They are solely focused on the big picture, and this basically means they are in charge of developing new business strategies that will help improve human resources to better serve the organization. So this can mean a different number of things. This can mean that they implement new strategies within a company, or this can mean that they improve on the already existing strategies within the company. So for example, they can help improve the recruitment process by streamlining it, making it easier for recruiters to find talent, to hire talent, so they can focus on employee retention. And they also report to senior executives on how the HR department is doing and what they can do to improve certain areas within HR. They're not really fully part of HR, but they're not part of HR. They're right in the middle. They work with the senior executives of a company as well as the HR department as a whole. So you can't really fit them into one category within HR because they deal with all of the departments unless a company hires them to fix a specific department within HR. It's very easy for HR professionals to lose sight of the company's goal or the company's business model because they're so focused on dealing with the employees, the human part of a company, and that's perfectly fine. That is why people are hired for different roles within a company, so one can focus on the human aspect and then another person can focus on the business aspect of a company. So if there's only one thing that you remember of a human resource business partner, remember this: they develop strategies, whereas other HR roles like the HR manager role implement the strategies. So what are the education requirements? From my research, I did notice that the minimum requirement for a HR business partner was a bachelor's degree, mainly focused in HR or business. That would be ideal because this individual does need to have a really comprehensive understanding of both human resources and business as well. Now, it's not just enough to have a bachelor's or master's degree. You do have to back those degrees up with years of experience. And from my research, I noticed that the minimum years of experience for this job role required by a variety of different companies within different industries basically fell between 5 and 10 years of experience. 10 was the maximum amount of years needed that I saw, and 5 was like the bare minimum. I found that a lot of companies did require about 8 years of experience, so that was the middle ground between 5 and 10. I also would like to mention that I did come across a few job postings that did prefer, not require, they did prefer additional HR certifications, so that means a PHR or SPHR certification. I won't go into detail on what those two certifications are because I do have a whole video on HR certifications, which I will link down below if you guys are interested. I do think that these certifications are a good investment for this job role, specifically because you do need an extensive knowledge of HR, and I feel like those certifications do provide that, and it wouldn't hurt to get those certifications if you are looking to become an HR business partner, because it will give you a leg up among other candidates who may not have those certifications. What is the salary of a HR business partner? Okay, so for salaries, I do have to be honest, I tried finding a concrete average salary for this role, but I honestly was unable to. Of course, job postings nowadays don't really have the salary posted so everyone can see. I went on a couple different websites and I found that according to salary.com, the average salary for a business partner is $67,197. And I do find this salary quite low from my experience with working with HR business partners, but that was the national average salary according to salary.com. They did say that the average salary tends to fall between $55,000 to $70,000, which I think is a good middle ground. I did go on Glassdoor, which I'm not a huge fan of Glassdoor, I do have to be honest. And as I always say in every HR video, salaries will depend on a number of factors. It will depend on your location, on your degree, on the company that you're working for, the industry, on your years of experience. There are so many different factors that go into deciding a salary, so definitely take these numbers with a grain of salt. But I did go on Glassdoor and the average salary did go substantially up, which is why I don't really put all of my trust in these websites, because they all give a different number. But Glassdoor did say that the average salary was about $93,000 a year, which I can see that being a really good salary for an HR business partner, but I wouldn't say it would be the average. For my personal experience, I would say $75,000 and above seems to be a good middle ground. Of course, more years of experience plus additional certification means more money. Normally in these types of videos, I do like to include a pros and cons list, but I really couldn't find a list of pros and cons to becoming a HR business partner. A lot of the pros and cons that I found were mostly from a company's perspective on why a company should add an HR business partner role into their organization, but I do think it's because it's a newer role. The best way to find out more about an HR business partner role is to honestly ask around, create a LinkedIn, connect with other HR business partners in the field, ask them questions. When people love their job, they love talking about it. So I'm sure if you reach out nicely, you'll hear back from one or two people that will give you a better understanding of their day-to-day job roles. I did find a video on YouTube of a HR business partner. It was kind of like a day in the life type video. I will have her video linked below if you guys are interested in checking out her content. She did a vlog style video on where she takes you guys along a average day in her life working as a HR business partner. So definitely check it out. And if you work as an HR business partner and you have some pros and cons that you would like to share, definitely leave them in the comments below. You never know who you may be helping. And that is pretty much it for today's video, you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to respond to each and every one of you. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.